many weeks an agency should file for a petition after passing the NCLEX. Her agency is telling them they're waiting for the wage approval.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good practice to do that, just so we all have no issues later on in the petition. So yeah, I think it's a good practice to do that, to wait for the wage.
Yeah, I mean, what you said at the beginning, the quote from the State of the Union speech, one of the slowest parts of this process is getting a prevailing wage determination. It's now up to about 4 months, you know, and we can't file a petition without getting the prevailing wage. In other words, if the hospital has to pay you the same wage that they pay an American nurse, but the Labor Department determines what that prevailing wage is. So we have to sometimes wait for 4 months. The good part of that, though, is that once we have, you know, maybe 12 nurses in the same position, once we get a prevailing wage for nurse number 1, nurses 2 through 12, we already have the prevailing wage. So there's no 4-month delay at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good strategy that we also use in technology cases where we have engineers working for the same company. And then, but it wasn't always the case. Before, we could get the wage in 30 days or less.
Right.
And so now it's a big normal for us. Yeah.
It's got worse, and even in the last year, like 2018, at the beginning of the year, it was kind of taking around 3 months, but now 4 months. And I mean, it's just getting longer and longer.
Yeah, the government shutdown, you know, did affect the amount of time to get a prevailing wage determination.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny. Sometimes I get clients who email me and they don't believe me. It takes 4 months. They think we're just delaying it, or we forgot to file it, or we're doing something. You know, they just don't believe it. It's like this, you know, it's not possible. It's going to take 3-4 months to get a wage determination, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it's really important, like Carl said, that you have all those pieces in place before you move ahead.
Yeah.
You know, there's always there's always a client that has a friend. My friend got it in 2 weeks. You know? Well, he got it in 2001.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It was a difference between the first then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is a question that we get a lot from our side at Connetics, because you know, obviously everybody's anxious to get the cases in and filed as quickly as possible. You want your place in the line, which is perfectly understandable. But I think it's important to be able to understand the actual process and the milestones that a green card goes through. That you've got to go through the posting stage, and then only you file the I-140, and it's, you know, that's just the roadmap that we've got to stick to.